What's up, everybody? My name is Jake Demine. Do you want to be an entrepreneur? Do you want to break free from being an employee? Do you want to own a business that serves you and that creates an asset for you and your family? Do you want to be around your family more? Do you want to make more money? Guys, in this video, I'm going to walk through everything you need to know to start a bookkeeping company. In 30 days, you should be able to start a bookkeeping company. I'm going to walk you through exactly how you can make the kind of money that I'm making now. I'm a bookkeeper. I make about last year I made $225,000 in profit. And so if I can do it, you can do it too. Break down everything you need to know to get this started, because you need to break free. You need to get out of the hamster wheel of a life that you live. You need to break free from slavery. If you are an employee, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I used to be an employee. I know how bad it is, especially when an employee for 5, 6, 7, 10 years. It's time for you to get out. It's time for you to provide for your family in a different way so that you can really build true wealth. You're not going to build wealth as an employee. You're going to build wealth as a business owner. And if you have any itch to be an entrepreneur, then this is your path, and you need to do it. Okay? You just need to do it. You need to stop being afraid. You need to take this risk, and you need to take the leap. That's what I did 4 years ago, guys, and I am so happy that I did that. My life, my career, my wealth has changed dramatically. I have so much more control over my life. I even have more confidence in my life. I have more confidence as a business owner. All of that grows over time, but I'm going to walk through everything you need to know in the beginning here. Okay, so in 30 days, you should be able to start. I'm going to break it down days 1 through 7, days 8 through 15, days 15 through 30. And at the end, I'm going to talk about how you can find clients, what softwares you should use. And basically, guys, you're going to know everything you need to know in order to get started. So there's no excuses for you. If you want to get started, watch to the end of this video. And by the end, I want you to actually make steps forward to starting this thing, to breaking free from slavery, from your employee slavery life. So let me jump right into it. Okay, days 1 through 7. Right now, this is what you need to do. You need to become an LLC. You need to snag that name. You need to figure out your name. You need to become an LLC on your state registration page. So talk to ChatGPT about how to do this. It's typically about $150. That's the biggest purchase you're going to make in this whole process. The beginning is going to cost a tiny bit of money up front. It's significantly less than any other business out there. It's almost, I think I broke down the cost. I'll break it down in more later on, but it shouldn't cost you more than $250 or $300 for this business. 150 of that is going to be becoming an LLC. And that's important for a couple of reasons. One, you need to get a business bank account. Okay. So once you become an LLC, you're able to get a business bank account. You can't get a business bank account without having your LLC. And you also want to get your name. You want to lock in the bookkeeping business name you want. So figure out your bookkeeping business name. I would recommend having the name, having the word bookkeeping in it, because if you're going to follow my path, you're going to exclusively do bookkeeping. You're not going to do anything else. You are going to be a bookkeeper. You're going to be an expert in QuickBooks Online. You're going to be the go-to bookkeeper in your area. And so you want bookkeeping to be in the name. My business name is Winona Bookkeeping. Take a look at my website. Take a look at my Google Maps presence. I'm crushing it in my local area. I could be doing better than my competition, and that's all that matters. But in the first 7 days, you need to take care of this legal stuff. You need to become an LLC, and then you need to get your EIN. The EIN is totally free. Again, talk to ChatGPT about it. I'm not going to give you step-by-step instructions on how to do it. You're smart. If you can't figure this out, then maybe you shouldn't be starting a business in the first place. You can do this. I believe in you. Again, if I can do it, you can do it too. So become an EIN, or get an EIN so that you can get that number. Get your business bank account. Those are the things you should do in the first 7 days, okay? The LLC, it can happen instantly. You can do it right away. You don't have to wait for documents. Everything is downloadable. Everything is emailed to you, so you have it. The next step is to get the business bank account, go into the bank, get that account, just so that when you do start making money, you have it all in one spot, okay? All right, so that's days 1 through 7. That's the legal stuff. Days 8 through 15 is going to be your website and Google Maps. Okay, you need to create a website. It can be simple. Don't go overboard with it. Don't spend a ton of money. Do it yourself. I think it should be about $100 to make your website. I think if you can make it simple, if you can make it personable, if you can make it clear, that's what matters. Okay. Again, focus on bookkeeping. There should be 3 services you offer. It should be monthly bookkeeping, it should be cleanup and catch-ups, and it should be training and consulting, all within the bookkeeping umbrella. Don't venture into taxes. Don't venture into admin work like bill pay and collections. Don't do any of that. Don't be saving receipts for your for the business owners. You want to be a lean business. You want to be an efficient business. You don't want to offer everything. I have other videos on that, but in the beginning, you really want to be clear about exactly what services you offer and have that in your website. I even recommend having pricing in your website. Have ranges. Take a look at my website. In my website, I break it down. I have like a simple, medium, and a complex ranges for what clients can expect to pay. I think it's really important. Transparency is gigantic. You have to earn the business owner's trust, especially right now. You don't have a lot of Google reviews, and so you have to build that trust by being ultra transparent about your personal life, about your pricing, about what you offer. So you also want to have an about you section. Have a picture of you, talk about your family, talk about your hobbies, talk about why you're passionate about bookkeeping. Have that in your website so that when somebody checks out your website, when somebody's interested in your bookkeeping services, they want to work with a real person, okay? So don't come off as this big corporate company. You want to basically put your name on it. You want to put your reputation on it. You want to, again, you want it to be personable. And so that's what's important about your website. Don't go overboard with it. Shouldn't be more than $100 for the website and then the domain name on a yearly basis, okay? The next thing is logo. Figure out your logo. Not super important, but just figure it out so you have it so that you can include it on your website. You'll do that. And then what you're also going to do, guys, is you're going to set up a QuickBooks accountant profile. So you want to log in. QuickBooks is free for accountants. It's amazing. QuickBooks works great for accountants, and so you're going to set up your own profile as a QuickBooks accountant. And in here, there are Pro Advisor trainings, and so I would recommend becoming certified advisor. It's not required, but it can't hurt to learn everything that is needed to know about QuickBooks. And then that's also where you're going to accept future clients. And so when somebody calls you, they're going to invite you to their QuickBooks, and they're going to do it through the accountant subscription that you created. And so the email that's attached to that, you want to set up a login with that and get QuickBooks. Connect your business bank account to QuickBooks so that you can track your own books and just play around with it and have fun with it and learn QuickBooks as soon as you can, because that's where you're going to be making the money. And then also create that email address. Again, you don't need to pay any money. In the beginning, my email address was bookkeeping@gmail.com. Once I got to like 5 to 10 clients, I upgraded to have my own domain name. So it was jake@winonabk.com. You can change that later. I wouldn't spend a lot of money in the beginning. Focus on keeping it lean, because what if it doesn't work out? You don't want to put a lot of money out there in the beginning. You want the business to pay for itself. So there's a lot of softwares I'll talk about at the end that you're going to want, but that you don't need in the beginning, okay? So in the beginning, guys, it's going to be the LLC for $150. It's going to be the website for $100, and that's really all you need to pay for in the beginning to get started. That's all you need. Don't go overboard with this stuff. So days 8 through 15 is going to be the website. It's going to be the QuickBooks accountant profile. It's going to be the email address with Google. Oh, and then also you want to get signed up with Google Maps. Okay, it takes a couple weeks for this to all work out, but you want to show up on Google. You want to show up on Google Maps, and so you need to register your business with Google. They'll send you a postcard, and once you get the postcard, you can verify your physical address. I recommend you just use your personal address. If you don't feel comfortable with that, it's going to hurt you long term, because I'm sure you don't have an office you can use, but I was fine with using my personal address. That way, when somebody for you on Google, you show up as a local business. And so once you get that Google profile set up, you want to start getting Google reviews. I know you might not have any clients yet, but you get Google reviews. It might be from friends, it might be from family. They can be character reviews, but the more reviews you have, the better. And you don't even need quality reviews. You just need, in the beginning, you need just a little bit more than your competition. If you look on Google Maps at your competition, how pathetic these websites are, how pathetic the Google reviews. Google is your way of showing up as a legitimate company, as an active company. I can't tell you how many businesses are out there that look inactive because they have 0 reviews. As somebody who has hired other people, Google, like a plumber or an HVAC company, I look for the Google reviews, and I don't read all of them, but I have 63 reviews, 5 stars. That's all I need to know. And so 5 reviews, 5 stars. That's all people need to know. So get on Google. That'll build trust with potential clients. Okay. All right. So then days 15 through 30, guys. At the end here, once you've set up the legal stuff, once you've taken care of the website and your QuickBooks accountant profile, the next step is finding clients and learning QuickBooks accounting. Okay. Now, I don't know if you have a QuickBooks or accounting experience before you listened to this video, but if you don't have experience, then you need to learn your butt off. You need to get to work. You need to put your head in the books. You need to talk to ChatGPT. You need to set up quizzes for yourself on ChatGPT. You need to play around with QuickBooks a little bit more. You definitely need to become a pro advisor. It's going to be a lot more work for you. If you don't have experience, you're going to have to push yourself and be disciplined about becoming the expert in QuickBooks Online and accounting. QuickBooks Online and accounting are 2 different things you need to learn. QuickBooks Online applies the accounting. Accounting is just the base, the foundational things you need to know about a profit and loss, a balance sheet, journal entries, debits, credits, and basically what things are supposed to look like and how to get them there. You need to understand it. You need to get your head around it. And you need to understand from a QuickBooks perspective what buttons to click, how to add transactions from the bank feed, how to reconcile things to the bank statements, and just all the nuts and bolts about QuickBooks. There's a lot that is on QuickBooks. I know it's overwhelming, but get comfortable with each of those features, and you will get to a good spot. If you do have accounting experience, if you do have QuickBooks experience, then you can hit the ground running right away. You'll have a little bit more confidence than the person who doesn't have experience. And so during this stage, guys, you need to find clients. You need that is the name of the game. If you can find monthly bookkeeping clients, you will be set. Okay. And I talk about pricing in my other videos, so I'm not going to get into it, but you need to charge fixed pricing. So you're looking for a $300 per month client. And if you can get a couple of those clients, that will be huge. Not only will it be nice to have that supplemental income on top of your full-time job, but as you start building those clients, you're going to gain experience and you're going to gain confidence. And those are 2 things that are, you can't put a price tag on those things. If you can get that experience and confidence, that will serve you tremendously down the road. And so for me, guys, when I started my business, my goal was to get to 20 to 25 clients. I wanted to be able to replace my full-time income. I was making $75,000 when I started my business from my full-time job. And within about 18 months, I was able to quit my full-time job. It takes a long time. And so you need to be patient. Don't expect a client in the first month. Don't expect a client in the second month. I would start to expect clients in months 3 through 5. If you're not getting clients by then, you are doing something wrong. You're either not showing up on Google, you don't have a great website, you don't have a great personality. I mean, that's a thing. Maybe you don't have a great personality and entrepreneurship is just not your thing. Or you're too afraid to put yourself out there. You're too afraid to risk it. And so you need to start finding clients. In the beginning, it's going to be tough, but you need to be patient and you can't give up, okay? So how do you find the clients? I'm going to give you 5 different things. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 different areas, 4 different ways you can find clients, okay? Number 1 is social media. You have to put yourself out there on social media. You have to go public with this thing. If you need to block your employer and your coworkers, do it. I blocked everybody I could think of that might have a negative reaction to my business. I have a LinkedIn post about it that I think might be helpful. It talks about how to block, looking at your employee handbook, making sure that you're allowed to do it. You don't want to necessarily do anything illegal. Like if it's against the rules of your full-time job you have, then you might have to get a little bit creative about how you make this thing happen. You might have to have an honest conversation with your employer and tell them like what's going on. That might be the hardest conversation of your entire life. I had to do that. It was terrifying, but I'm so glad I had the guts to do that. I was terrified. Very difficult conversation, but if I didn't have it, I never would have got started on my journey here. So number one is social media, LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever you are, wherever your following is, that's where you need to be. If you can find clients in your friends and family friend zones, then that will be huge because you've already built the trust with them during high school, during college. You've already built the trust, and so you don't need to validate that. All you need to validate are your skills, and that comes after the fact. The second thing is, like social gatherings. When you're at your kids' birthday parties, when you're hanging out with friends and family, talk about your business wherever you are. Get excited about it. Talk about it with your barber. Talk about it with the plumber that comes over. Talk about it with your neighbors. Talk about it with everybody, okay? And practice talking about it. Practice talking about your services. Practice practice talking about what you do. It shouldn't be confusing. You should be able to explain what you do to a 5-year-old. If you can't do that, then you need to work on learning how to explain it. You do bookkeeping. You record transactions for businesses so that they know where their money's going. Okay, that's about as simple as it gets. And so that's number two. Number three, you need to hit the ground running on cold emails and cold calls. Okay, reach out to businesses. Make personalized emails to each business. I picked an industry in my area, and I found their email addresses, and I created a list of all I wanted to reach out to, and I sent personalized emails to every single business in my area. It actually worked. I got a few businesses this way as clients, and in the beginning, every client is gold. Now, I started my business before AI and ChatGPT, so it might be harder now. I don't know. But it can't hurt. And so do it, get started with that. Pick up the phone and call businesses, And just so you know, guys, your ideal business is a small business that can't afford an in-house accountant. And it's also a business that has outgrown the business owner. Most businesses that are like 3 to 4 years into their business are big enough where the business owner, they know where they're most valuable, and they are starting to get worn out by the bookkeeping tasks. And so that's when you want to reach out to them, and that's your ideal client. It's growing the business that really can afford to hire a $300 to $400 per month bookkeeper to handle this stuff, because you want to take this off their plate. And then, guys, the last tip I'll give you is maybe the best tip I have is reaching out to local CPAs in your area. You want to find the local solo CPA. Type on Google Maps CPA, and you'll see tons of CPAs. You'll see the CPAs that work out of their houses. You'll see the CPAs that don't even have staff. They only do taxes at the beginning of the year. Those are the people you want to reach out to. You want to maybe call them. You want to maybe reach out via email. You might even want to show up to their front door with some of your literature. You want to be friends with the CPAs because you want to. This is a really good place to find clients because CPAs are tax work. They don't have time for bookkeeping. They might offer bookkeeping, but it's more of a necessary evil. They don't want to actually do it. They want to do tax work, and that's their business model. And so if you can take the bookkeeping work off of their shoulders, if you can give them clean financials at the end of the year so that they can just do the taxes, that will take a huge weight off of their shoulders. And so you need to reach out to them. And you also, one other thing I'll say too, guys, is if you are doing tax work on the side, if you're dabbling in it, if you're offering a little bit of everything in that way, then you're going to be the CPA's competition. You don't want to do that. You want to be exclusively focused on bookkeeping so that the CPA isn't worried about you taking their tax work. You want to be ultra clear that you only do bookkeeping. You're not trying to get their tax work. And if you can do that, if you can explain that, then the CPAs will not worry as much about you taking over, their client list. And so that's a really important point. So that's how you find clients, guys. And then, like I said, it shouldn't be more than $250 to start this thing, but there's a few things you should know. One is insurance. Don't buy insurance yet. You might need. Right now, I pay for errors and omissions insurance. It's E&O insurance. I pay like $30 a month for it, but you don't need it in the beginning. I would wait until you have 5 to 10 clients before you pay for insurance. It's just not worth it. Other softwares, you want to look into paying for Google Drive eventually to get your own domain name. Just so that you can have a Google Drive where you store everything, a Google email address that looks professional. Eventually, once you get to 5 to 10 clients, I would pay for Google. I think it's like 10 to 15 bucks a month. It's not bad. I would recommend getting Calendly. Calendly is awesome. It's a way to automatically to schedule meetings out. It connects to your work email, and it's just really easy to work with business owners that way. And then the last software I would recommend in the beginning is Dropbox Sign. Now, it does cost money. It's $15 per month, but Dropbox Sign is awesome because it's a way for business owners to electronically sign documents. And so when you onboard a client, you're going to send them a contract and you're going to send them an ACH automatic withdrawal form. By the way, the ACH automatic withdrawal form I have for sale in my store. So if you go to the links, you'll see that form there. But Dropbox Sign is great because it allows them to be things from their phone. And you want to make that process so smooth. You want to make it easy. You want to make it easy to get paid. And so you want the automatic withdrawal form, the contract to be filled out as soon as possible. And so it's $15 a month, but I think it's worth it in order for you to get paid. So guys, that's kind of to know in a nutshell on how to get started with this bookkeeping business. You can do this. It will be worth it. It will change your life forever. And you need to get started as soon as possible. Thanks, guys. And please subscribe to this channel if you are interested in this content and you want to learn more. I'm going to be putting out videos at least on a weekly basis, if not more. And like this video if you like this video. And I'll talk to you guys next time. Thank you.